Welcome to Whispers from the Woods. Tonight, we journey deep into Bear Hollow, a place of rugged pine and lingering fog, where the forest does more than stand still. It remembers, it waits, and sometimes it calls. Stay close. Something ancient stirs in the shadows. This is the vanishing camper of Bear Hollow. Some stories grow from the soil, twisting through root and stone like old vines, never truly dying. They wait. And sometimes they call you into the woods to hear them again. Tonight, we follow the trail of a woman who never returned, a seasoned camper, a forgotten hollow, and something older than the trees themselves. They say the forest never forgets. Not the footsteps that wander off the trail, not the names whispered under breath. Deep in the shadow of the Appalachians lies Bear Hollow, a place where fog lingers too long and silence stretches too wide. In 1983, a seasoned camper named Sarah Miller vanished without a trace. No signs of a struggle, no footprints, just her empty boots by the fire and a journal soaked in dew. Tonight, we return to Bear Hollow to follow her final steps and the whispers she left behind. Bear Hollow isn't marked on most maps. Even locals in the town of White Rock just call it the Old North Woods. The hollow sits in a natural basin, hemmed in by steep ridges and forest so thick light disappears by mid-afternoon. Legends say it got its name from an old Cherokee tale, where a spirit in the shape of a bear guarded the pass from those who disrespected the land. Others say it's from the miners who disappeared up there, found clawed and broken back in the 1890s. Whatever the truth, people don't camp there twice. Sarah was 31, a park naturalist. She led youth groups, trail conservation crews, and taught wilderness survival. Her friends described her as confident, centered, not the kind of person to scare easy. She had just gone through a tough breakup, and the solo trip to Bear Hollow was her reset. A quiet weekend with nature, books, and her journal. She left behind a detailed itinerary, called her sister before leaving, and told a coworker she'd be back by Monday morning. She never came back. The recovered journal was water damaged, but legible in pieces. Day 1. Trails overgrown but beautiful. Saw deer within an hour. Set up camp just south of the old maple grove. No cell signal. That's fine. This is what I needed. Later that night, I thought I heard humming, maybe wind through the branches. Something about this place feels still, like it's holding its breath. She signed the page with a smiley face. On the second day, Sarah passed an older man hiking alone. He didn't introduce himself. She mentioned hearing sounds during the night. His face changed. He told her, "Don't stay by the hollow tree. You'll know the one." And if you hear something walking when nothing should, don't call out." When she laughed, he didn't, just walked away, whispering to himself. The next journal entry was clipped. "Saw someone today. Gave me a weird warning. Spooked me more than I expected." That evening, things got stranger. Sarah recorded the sound of her compass spinning. She wrote about time seeming to skip, making camp before realizing the sun hadn't moved in over an hour. Heard a whistle. Thought it was another hiker, but no one ever came. Found claw marks on a tree that looked fresh, higher than a bear could reach. I dreamed of my mother's voice. She passed 2 years ago. She said, "Don't follow the light." She woke with pine needles in her mouth, as if she had sleepwalked into the forest. The Wendigo is often blamed for disappearances in the north, but in Appalachia, the tales twist in their own way. Some speak of the Hunger Walker, an old spirit born from starvation and sorrow, a figure that mimics voices, pulls memories from your dreams, and draws you deeper into places you weren't meant to go. They say if you hear your own name spoken after midnight, and you're alone in the woods, it's not the wind, it's it. Something is outside the tent, not walking, watching. It knows my name. I heard it in my mother's voice. I packed my bag before dark, and I'm leaving at dawn. That was her final entry. When searchers found the campsite, there was no sign of a struggle. But the ashes of the fire were cold, and in the dirt nearby, someone had drawn a spiral with pine sap. Her boots were placed side by side. Her pack was zipped, untouched, and the compass still spun. In 2009, a group of hikers went through Bear Hollow. One came back speaking in a voice his friends didn't recognize. He later claimed he saw a woman in the trees, barefoot, mouth moving, but no sound. When he recovered, he didn't remember the trip, just a nightmare of hands pulling him downward into roots. In 2022, a podcaster researching Appalachian folklore camped near the same grove. His audio recorder picked up a woman whispering, "I followed the light." He swore he was alone. Sarah Miller was never found. Her case remains open. Locals leave offerings on the trail now: flowers, salt, bits of food. Hikers say it keeps the spirit content. But sometimes, when the wind turns, when the mist rolls in too fast, and when all the birds go silent, people say they hear footsteps, their name, just beyond the trees. And if you camp in Bear Hollow and find your boots by the fire in the morning, run. If you've made it this far into the hollow, subscribe for more tales whispered through the dark. This has been Whispers from the Woods, where every tree hides a memory, and some stories are still walking. Until next time, keep your lantern lit, and whatever you do, don't answer the voice in the trees.